to the League of Women Voters Forum for candidates to the election for judgeship in Santa Clara County Superior Court. I am Phyllis Castle, President of the League of Women Voters of Palo Alto. The League is a nonpartisan political organization whose mission is to encourage informed and active participation of citizens in government. The League does not support or endorse candidates or parties, although it does work to influence public policy through education and advocacy. This forum, funded by the League of Women Voters Education Fund through contributions from members and community donors, is devoted entirely to our voter service activity. Membership in the League of Women Voters is open to both men and women, and you are welcome to join us. This forum and a second forum for candidates for Santa Clara County Sheriff and District Attorney are brought to you by the League of Women Voters of Palo Alto and Los Altos Mountain View. The Sheriff and District Attorney Forum will be held on Wednesday, April 28th at 7 p.m. in the Los Altos Public Library Program Room, 13 South San Antonio Road, Los Altos. Both forums will be filmed by the Media Center and will be aired on our cable public access channels. Watch for the schedule and live streaming on communitymediacenter.net. The Leagues of Palo Alto and Los Altos Mountain View are greatly appreciative for the participation of our co-sponsors: Mid-Peninsula Community Media Center, the Palo Alto branch of the AAUW, the Palo Alto Chamber of Commerce, Palo Alto Online, Palo Alto Weekly, and the Unitarian Universalist Church of Palo Alto Social Action Committee. For more information on the elections, we recommend that you visit smartvoter.org or the League website, LWVPaloAlto.org. Please pick up Smart Voter bookmarks. This will help you get to the Smart Voter site, and a fax for voters out on the League of Women Voters table. And we have pros and cons, which I'll show you at the end. They are also on the table. These are pros and cons for all of the issues that are coming up on the ballot on June 8th. Measures are on the table in the back of the room. Actually, we have some out here. We may have some outside if the weather doesn't blow them all away. And we invite you to please stay after the forum to meet and talk with the candidates personally. I now introduce you to Ellen Forbes. Ellen Smith, our moderator for today's forum.
We have a number of active Ellens in the League. So. Well, I want to thank you for coming and joining us today. Thank you, Phyllis, for the introduction. As she said, this forum is for the candidates for the Santa Clara County Superior Court Judgeship. As you can see from the signs in front of the candidates, there are actually 3 offices, and for each office there are 2 candidates. So you will get to vote for 3 people. You will get to vote for 1 person for each of those 3 seats. And we're relying on you to keep the numbers straight as you listen to the candidates and make your evaluations on who you might want to vote for. The candidates, let's see, before we begin, I want to go over the format of how we're going to do this session. We're scheduled to be finished by 4 o'clock or sooner if that happens. To help keep us all on track, we have a timekeeper who is Relly Davidson, who is sitting here in the front. She will signal the candidates when they have 30 seconds left to speak. She'll hold up a yellow sign, and when their time is up, she will hold up a stop sign. Okay. The candidates have received and agreed to our ground rules for the forum, and we also have some ground rules for the audience. Please turn off all electronic devices that ring, beep, or otherwise make noise. No cameras or photo-making devices may be used during the forum, and no audio recording is allowed. We'll be taking questions throughout the forum. This allows us to cover as wide a range of issues as possible and to be sure that the questions we get are not speeches and are not biased in favor or against any candidate. We have question collectors around the room if they would wave and stand up. Okay, they're available. They have cards. If you would have a question you would like to ask, just raise your hand. One of them will bring you a card and a pencil. Please use these cards that are provided, and you can indicate on the card if your question is for a specific candidate. If there's no indication, we will ask the question of all the candidates. Although there are the 3 separate races, we're going to have a kind of open discussion among the candidates. So again, we need you to pay attention to the office numbers in making your decisions. We have question sorters who are Trina Lovercheck and Carol Stevens, who are sitting in the back of the room. They will be reviewing the questions, grouping them by topic again so that we can get as many things covered as possible. We're going to begin with a 3-minute opening statement from each candidate. We'll then have questions that we've collected from the audience, and the candidates will each be allowed 1.5 minutes to answer a question. I remind the candidates that your answers do not have to be the whole 1.5 minutes. We might get through more questions if you can make your answers shorter. And then we will conclude with a closing statement from each candidate. They will get 2 minutes for their closing statements, and they will give their closing statements in the reverse order that they gave the opening statements. In the interest of time, and so that we can keep this a nonpartisan environment, we do ask that there be no applause or other demonstrations of support or opposition to candidates or their positions. At the end of the forum, we will thank them all with our applause. The candidates drew their lots, and we have in seat number 1, Joanne McCracken, who is a candidate for office number 7. In seat number 2, we have Bob Kamers, who is a candidate for seat number 19. In seat number 3, Tim Pitzker, who is a candidate for seat number 11. At number 4, we have Thomas Spielbauer, who is a candidate for seat number 7. Number 5 is Vanessa Zecker, who is a candidate for seat 11. And at number 6, Julia Aloggiamento, who is a candidate for seat number 19.